question. Then again, life is full of tough questions. We have to deal with them all the time. And how do you know? I mean, how do you know what the answer to some of these is? You know? How do you know how well your marriage is doing? How do you know that your kids are okay in school? You're not there. You know? How do you know that you're healthy? You feel all right? Good. We've heard that before. How do we know? How do we know that God is with us? How do we know that these things when we're not there, when we don't have all the answers? You know, most of the time we don't. You know, I mean, if you think about it, if you look at life and all the things that we wonder about and want to know about, most of the time we don't know anything. I mean, we don't. We guess, we suspect. Sometimes we have an intuition within us, you know, a feeling that something is right, that something is not right. We can look at the evidence, put it all together, make a conclusion, but we don't know with absolute certainty. We hardly ever know what's going on at all. I mean, you know, we think our marriages are good, so we go and we do other things. They seem all right. We don't call the principal every day, call the guidance counselor, see how the kids are doing, email every teacher. We don't hear any bad reports. They don't come home complaining. We figure it's all right. You know? We don't have, everything pretty much feels good. I wake up every day and nothing hurts. So, yeah, you know, I'll have a steak a couple nights a week, you know, some chicken wings. Figure I'm good, feel good. Look, do I know? No. I don't know. We live lives and make decisions when we don't know anything. We're just kind of going through it. And when you make a decision that you don't know everything about, that's faith. That's what it is. You're going on faith. When you don't have all the answers, when you don't know everything, when it doesn't all make sense, you make a decision anyway. That's a decision based on faith. Made with faith. Decided on faith. Faith, see, we think of it like it's up here. That it's a thing in our brains that we believe. No, faith happens when you take the step. When you make an action. Faith is an action. It's something you do. And we do it all the time. Human beings are creatures of faith. It doesn't matter whether we're talking about faith in God or whatever. Because if we weren't, we would never do anything. Faith is a part of being a person. And not having all the answers is a part of our lives. It's a part of our existence. It's something that we do all the time. So, struggling, wondering, you know, about what do I do when I don't have all the answers? Well, get used to it. Be at peace with it. Because that's going to be what it is for the rest of your life. Each question that you ask and get an answer to is just going to give more questions. You're never going to know, understand fully. Even when I look back on my life and the questions that God has answered, there are still things that I'm not sure about. Sometimes I took a step, sometimes I didn't. Do I know? Usually not. Actually, all the time not. But I've walked forward anyway. And that's just a part of who we are. God made you, God created you, and God knew that you were going to ask questions. You know, I think about this Garden of Eden and the story of creation and this tree that God put in the Garden of Eden. This tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And the fruit that comes off of it. And if you eat of it, you'll have knowledge of good and evil. And I think about all the theology that's been written and all of the people that have said that this is a sign of our fall. That when you ate when Eve and Adam and Eve, forget the order here, when they did that was our fall. And that was when we got separated from God, and that's true. But God put the tree there. And if you have kids, I have kids, the best way to tell them, to get them to do something, is say, don't go do that. I mean, that's guaranteed, you know. Okay, kids, here's some candy. It's up here, you can't have any. You know, 20 minutes later, the stool's being pulled over. He's climbing up, and there they go.